Welcome back to Boneset Ranch. I've been relying on an inexpensive small UTV winch on my tractor for a number of years. When the little winch works, it's very useful. The drawback though is that a permanent mount on the front limits the versatility and it can get in the way of the bucket at times. Plus, the little winch isn't powerful as I'd like, and the thinner cable typically gets bound up winding into the small spool. I've had this beast sitting inside my garage for a while. It's time to adapt it to my tractor. Although at nearly 62 pounds, the unit alone is a weight challenge. I had a base from an old wood chipper that I used, but it needed some modifications. After strengthening the hitch point connection, it was time to add the winch. Cue the build montage. Paint it up, and then I'm going to have that part done. I wanted to be able to take the winch on and off. I don't need it most of the time, but when I need it, I really need it. I started by installing a front mount for the winch. I have several different ways now that I can connect the winch to the rear of the tractor. Here I'm adding a mount for the box scraper. The hitch mount itself stays up and out of the way while I'm using the box scraper. And it's quick to add the winch when I need it. Okay, here's some update on this. I've replaced the old battery terminals. We had, the original tractor had the stock cable that went to the solenoid from the battery terminal, and it didn't have an opportunity for me to add any accessories or other cables to it. So I've replaced the system with something bought from Amazon, some stud that allows me to have new terminals, the ability to expand in the future if I want to add any electrical devices such as lights to the tractor, and neatened up the battery connection for the winch. And key to this is routing a cable for quick access for adding the winch to the tractor when it's needed, but disconnecting it from the tractor when not needed. And to do that, I routed the cable down to a quick connect, heavy duty quick connect with the negative and the positive here, and dust cover for when the tractor's in heavy use. I replaced the cable from the battery stud that goes to the starter solenoid, just to make it all match, because what was originally there was built into the original stud, and I just wanted to make sure I cleaned up the wiring. going to try to pull these whole logs down and then be able to cut them up, buck them up, and split them here. That's what I usually experience. See how it's getting all tangled up on the one side? I'm gonna have to pull it out, try to even it out, and then try to reposition a little bit. I've been able to get the log here to the level landing. I need to move it off to the one side of the landing so I can put the tractor back in this position and grab more of the logs off of the side of the hill here. But moving them, bringing them down, moving them off with the tractor, getting back in place, pulling more off, and bringing them all down here will give me a place to bring the log splitter and the chainsaw, cut the log up, split it, leave it in a pile here for the summer, and then come winter it'll go back up to the house where I can use it for wood. I'll leave it down here because I'd rather the pile of wood to be down here to burn off if there's a forest fire rather than right next to the house.